Lesley Gore, you don't own me. No, she definitely does not own me. But I don't think she was speaking about me. She might have been speaking to me by the sounds of this song.
Sounds like it was a little bit of a feminist song.
Sounds like it from our brief introduction. We don't like to get too much information before we go into these reactions because that ruins the fun to some degree. But this is the first time we're checking out Lesley Gore on the channel.
Yeah, I've never heard of her before, so it should be interesting. We were reading that she obviously was very popular and did really well in her time as a teen superstar. She was 17 when she wrote this song, or when she recorded this song. And at that time, there wasn't a ton of women that were in the spotlight. So this went to number 2, correct, on the US Billboard Hot 100?
Only kept at a number 1 spot by the Beatles.
Yes, so I was going to say.
Came out in 1963.
Yes, and it went to number 2 in Australia, so it did well on the charts.
She was 17 years old, went to number 2, clearly catapulting her into the limelight.
Yep.
And
especially so young.
Yeah, for sure. And she was from Brooklyn, New York. Was born in 1946. And it's it sounds like this is one of the first songs that really went against the grain in terms of societal expectations. But we don't know the details in that. Of course, we'll get into the lyrics and see exactly what she sang.
Yes.
But we've enjoyed our journey going back into the 60s. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking this one out. And if you guys have any other recommendations from that era, you got to drop them down low, because we had no idea about Lesley Gore. We were trying to find things to do. We're like, what artists haven't we done yet? Lesley Gore, who's this? So that's what you should do right now. You should drop a comment down below and let us know about Lesley Gore's catalog as well.
Yeah, we love learning from you guys.
Anything else you want to add, Sam, before we get started?
Just make sure that you give us a thumbs up. You hit the thumbs up button for the video, and you subscribe so you don't miss a video, because post every day.
All right. Well, Sam's telling you guys got to get on this wagon with us. I agree. I'm just saying, I wasn't expecting that. She's getting a little bit of peer pressure on you guys this morning already. It's early in the morning right now, so I'm like, wow, she's going at you guys right first thing. I'm just kidding. We love you. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys.
You guys are the best.
Let's get into Lesley Gore.
You don't own me. I'm not just one of your many toys. You don't own me. Don't say I can't go with other boys. And don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to say.
Okay.
Please, when I go out with you, don't put me on display, 'cause you don't own me. Don't try to change me in any way. You don't own me. Don't tie me down, 'cause I'd never stay. I don't tell you what to say. I don't tell you what to do. So just let me be myself. That's all I ask of you. I'm young and I love to be young. I'm free and I love to be free. To live my life the way I want. To say and do what
All right. Short song, only 2.5 minutes. I mean, kind of disappointed because I am really very much enjoying this one. Obviously, we talked about the message in the song, and she's elaborated on that
Yes.
as to specifically what she's referring to. But I don't think you can overlook the instrumental section of this. I love the music component of this. It's so great. It's, building with these strings, and it's got a little bit of drama to it, which I think complements the rebellious tone. But to me, I think like the thing that sticks out the most about the messaging is how young she was when she had this mentality. But at the same time, I guess that rebellious nature of pushing back against the societal norm is customarily what happens when you're a young individual, right?
Yeah,
You're
for
like,
sure.
I don't care what you guys are telling me to do and say. I'm just going to be who I am. And as you get a little bit older, I think you lose some of that.
Yeah, for sure. So I felt like almost it was an interesting listening experience because to me, the tonality of like the instrumentation and the even her vocal almost sounds like it does have this kind of, to me, kind of classic 60s sound, and it's almost sweet sounding, but the words are almost like they are very rebellious, like you said. So it's almost like this play on like, I'm just a sweet girl, but like I'm not, because I don't want you to control me and I don't want you to tell me what to do. So I just thought it was like interesting, that play on kind of like the sound is kind of counteracting what she's saying, but I think that's probably on purpose, because people probably look at her and think like she's just going to be this obedient little girl, right? And she's obviously not. Even her visual here, right? It kind of plays into that as well. Like she's got this perfect prim and proper hair, this like gingham, I'm assuming it's probably a dress. And then she's giving this kind of like sultry, like rebellious look, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like this play on like her personality.
I would love to know what the feedback, the response was at this time when it was released, right? You know, because times have changed, obviously. But we discussed how this might have been one of the first songs that was going against the grain of the expectation. So I wonder what like media, how that responded.
People were probably outraged.
Or like, you know, from the standpoint of her being a teenager, right? How she would be influencing other people of her age, and how like the parental views would have been at that time.
Oh, for sure.
Would they be like, Lesley Gore is such a bad influence on it?
Well, yeah, because I mean, like, I think one of the first things she said was like, I want to be able to go with other boys. So she's basically saying she wants to like date around, and you know what I mean? I think at that time that was probably not looked at as a very proper thing for a lady to be doing.
Yeah, well, that could be viewed in a few different ways, right? Sometimes when people say things lyrically or using language in different time periods, it means something different. So it could be like the expectation was, you know, your family's going to kind of choose who you're going to date and who you're going to marry type thing. And that her response is like, no, like I want to go and like, you know, find who I want to be with type thing, right? So I want to date other boys type thing. Rather than being like, oh, I'm just going to be in a
instead of she's
relationship
talking to a partner, it's like she's talking back to her parents or
Right.
whatever. Yeah, that's fair. I didn't even think about that.
All right, let's keep it going.
I don't tell you what to say. I don't tell you what to do. So just let me be myself. That's all I ask of you. I'm young and I love to be young. I'm free and I love to be free. To live my life the way I want. To say and do whatever I please.
Love the instrumental.
Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to say. And please, when I go out with you, don't put me on display. I don't tell you what to say. Don't tell you what to do. So just let me be myself. That's all I ask of you. I'm young and I love to be young.
Yeah, well, I can definitely see why that was an example of, you know, female empowerment and feminism for songs and artists later to come, and
Well-
to take inspiration and influence from
Well,
that.
we did Cyndi Lauper, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Kind of reincarnation of this song
Yep.
from Lesley Gore.
Like, I don't want to be tied down. I don't want to have anything serious. I just want to have a good time and be myself. And
Yeah, I think, like I said, interestingly, I would be interested to know your guys' perspectives on this, because some of you, you know, you might have seen this happening in real time, because some of the things she was saying, right? Like, I just want to be myself. Don't tell me how to act. Don't tell me what to say. You know, I don't want to be your trophy wife or your trophy girl.
Yeah, or like put on display as like a object.
Right.
Yeah.
So, because I think there was an expectation at some periods where the woman in a relationship would be told like, okay, you have to act this way. You have to like, don't do this, don't do that. This is what is expected of you. When we go to this party, you know, don't talk to this person. And, you know, it's like you were there to kind of support.
You're not the brains, you're the beauty. You're just
Yeah.
supposed to like be there to look good. You're not supposed to have a brain or to be talking
Right.
to people or whatever.
You're supposed to show up and, you know, be the marketing for us,
the
for
arm
us as a
candy.
relationship.
The arm candy, yeah.
But that might have been what she was referring to in some sense, right?
Yeah.
Rather than, I think, maybe in Girls Just Want to Have Fun, it was more outright to say like more closer to what feminism would look like today, right? So we're talking about like 60 years difference when this came out, and then like 20 some odd years when Cyndi Lauper released her version, and then we've got feminist anthems today. So I think like
Feminist
what
anthems today are
very, very different in my opinion
Yes.
than what this is talking about.
yes.
Anyways, that was very cool.
We won't
though.
go there.
Very cool though. I enjoyed it. I love the music, like I said.
I thought her vocal was great too. I really enjoyed that.
And I would be curious to know how this played out rest of her catalog, because sometimes you have one song that really sets you apart. And I like from this, I didn't gather she was a great singer, to be honest with you. I felt like the music was great and the messaging was cool. Obviously, it would have provoked a response, and sometimes, as we see even today, that creates a trend or it creates some focus on you, some attention on you. So I just personally, like I said, I didn't love her vocal. I didn't say it was bad. Calm down. But I thought it was something where we've listened to great singers on the channel. They kind of doubled up her vocal, strengthened it up a little bit. That was my opinion. So I'd be curious to know if maybe that was just how she performed on this one, and there's other songs where she puts that on display. But you guys can give me those insights.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that I thought it was like top vocal performance ever, but I liked it. I think for me though, it was more of just like I said, like I enjoyed the experience of the song as a whole, and I feel like her vocal was like just a piece of that. And I thought that like it played in well with everything else, and this kind of play on like what she was saying versus how it was being delivered. And I almost felt like that was like intentional, and I liked that. I thought it brought like creativity and some more like kind of thought provoking behind the song. So yeah, I liked it. Thought it was good.
And now she's grilling me on the screen.
Yeah, I was
because-
thinking that myself while we were listening. I was like, I feel like she's like staring into my soul.
Anyways, I enjoyed that. We're going to wrap up here, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a comment. Like I said, subscribe. Have a great day, and we'll see you on our next video.
See you next time, guys.